I'm Frank.
And I'm Nichole.
And
we're the Nerdy Weds.
Hey guys.
Hi. Welcome back to our channel. What are we doing today?
More Percy Jackson.
More Percy Jackson. Yay. We're going to be doing episode 5. It is called A God Buys Us Cheeseburgers.
I can go for a cheeseburger.
Yeah, cheeseburgers are pretty good. So, last episode, we had basically seeing what their consequences. Yes, thank you. I don't know why I can't say that word. To why for why they shouldn't be impertinent towards the gods, because Athena decided that she was insulted and didn't want to help them, which then let the Chimera into the Arch of St. Louis, and yeah, kind of like messed Percy up a little bit. Did a little bit, maybe did a tiny bit of damage to the arch. And when I say tiny, I mean a massive hole in it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It'll buff right out.
So you met Echidna, who's the mother of all monsters. And it really all that happened, like major, in that episode. I'm trying to think, do you remember anything else happening? Yeah, I think it was pretty much just, they're trying to get to Los Angeles because that is where the underworld is.
No surprises there.
Yeah, no surprises there. They're on the train. They saw like a bunch of like mythical creatures in the fields that no one else can see because of the mist, which I keep forgetting is a thing, which I shouldn't forget because I've read the books. So someone did mention in a comment from our 3rd episode reaction, and they said in the books, and I forgot this, the shoes that Grover's wearing don't actually fit him correctly. Like they're a little loose on him. So they like formed a fit to a certain degree. I guess it has to be an actual foot for it to like fit properly, and he has hooves, but they didn't like slide right off. So there is still some kind of magic holding them on, just not as well if it was a human foot. So that was something that I wanted to address. If you haven't seen any of our videos already, like if this is your first time here, go back and check out our other videos for Percy Jackson. We have all of those. We have House of the Dragon. We did some Rings of Power, which we will get back to at some point.
Probably right after we're done with this.
Probably. We also have Breaking Bad that we had started to react to. So those are all videos that are on our channel that you can give a watch if those interest you. And we will be having plenty more coming after this series. I don't want to like overload us with stuff right away because we are still a small channel at this point. So gradually work up to doing more. We are going to be starting video games really soon. So if video games are your thing, keep an eye out for those as well. And check out our Patreon if you want to see full uncut reactions, because that is where they will be. You will have to supply your own copy of the video to what we're reacting to and sync up with us. I put in like a few seconds worth of the show, so it's easier to sync up, but that'll all be in the description below. Don't forget to give us thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell so that when we have new videos out, you're notified.
You know the YouTube stuff.
Yeah, the YouTube stuff. Comments.
Yes. Let us know how you're liking things.
Yeah. You like the show if you're a book reader. I would like to talk about the books in the comments. Like, who's your favorite characters? Who don't you like? Keep in mind, he has not read the books. He hasn't seen the movies either, so he doesn't really know anything that's going on. So just be mindful of any kind of like potential spoilers for the series. But up to like this point, if you want to talk about the books, I will be more than happy to talk about them with you in the comments. So we are halfway through the season because there's only 8 episodes. And I know that you said that you're enjoying it. Who do you like so far? Like, is there anyone that you...
Not in particularly.
No, just
No.
like indifferent about all of them right now? Yeah.
I thought Medusa was cool.
Yeah, Medusa was cool.
Probably not going to be seeing too much of her, though.
No. And I was wrong about the way she dies in actual Greek mythology. I forgot one thing. Like, Percy does use his shield, but it's not to turn her to stone. It was so that he could see where she was because she was sleeping.
Mm.
And he used this shield to guide him to her so that he could cut off her head without, looking at her. And that's something that I forgot about.
Is it when you look at her or when she looks at you?
If you look her in the eyes, you will turn to stone, kind of like a basilisk.
So it's both. You have to be looking at her, and she has to be looking at you. So if she's asleep, you're okay as long as she doesn't wake up.
Right, but she has snakes for hair, and they will be keeping an eye on her while she is sleeping. So, but yeah, so like you have to look in her eyes, kind of like the basilisk in Harry Potter.
Mm.
And Harry got around that with Fox like stabbing his eyes so that he was blind. So yeah, there's power in the stare of like the basilisk of Medusa. So yeah, it you have to look at them in the eye.
Do you think all of her hair is snakes?
You're nasty.
You're gross.
I meant her eyebrows.
Yeah, that's not what you meant.
Can you imagine tiny little snake eyebrows? That'd be cool, though. That would be cool.
I know that's not what you meant, though. You're nasty. I personally love Percy. He's probably my favorite in the entire series. Just because of, his sassiness to him. He's funny. I like him. So, and surprised you didn't say that Grover was your favorite. Has he been growing on you though? At least?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I figured he would. And to be honest, at the beginning when I first read the books, I was kind of indifferent on Grover too, but he grew on me really quick, and I kind of get a little defensive with him when people are like, "Oh no, I don't like him." I'm like, "Why?" But then I got to remember, I read the books. And I need to give you a chance to, make up your own mind about them. So, let's get into it. Yeah, see, just a tiny bit of damage, like I said.
Yeah.
Oh, I know who they are.
Get out of here, don't you?
Yeah.
The Fates.
Yeah.
They don't look anything like the ones from Hercules.
Right?
Come on, Annabeth. He's alive. I know it.
She believes in him. Grover was ready to just like go on without him.
Get the next train back to New York City. Jerk.
Hi.
Like,
Look, I'm sorry about shoving you in the stairwell.
how'd that happen?
Even hearing myself say that something, and there wasn't enough time.
Aww.
Ah, jeez, bro.
Growth.
So, you're not as dead as we thought you'd be. Surprise. We need to go to Santa Monica.
What, like now? Just one problem with this plan. The police think that we crashed an Amtrak train and then did that.
Isn't that gonna make it hard for us to get on a train? Or a bus?
Yeah.
Or really anything you need tickets for?
What are you gonna do? Hoof it there?
Haha.
Pun definitely intended. Oh my god, they are.
Hey guys, I think this quest might be harder than we thought.
Do you think?
I've been thinking. We're pretty sure Hades has the master boat, but he couldn't have stolen it himself.
Yeah, that's right. Gods can't steal each other's stuff.
I'm saying we're not just trying to retrieve a thing. I think we might need to be detectives here, too.
Find the bolt, figure out who really took it.
I get it. It doesn't have to be a thing, you know? They hugged me.
You think she's being weird because she hugged you?
We're like friends now. It seems like a thing friends do.
We hug now, we have to get
they do.
I
married.
saw the fates,
Oh, yeah.
and I saw Atropus cut a piece of thread.
And that's bad.
Yeah.
Fates weave the life strand of every living thing. When you see a string cut,
It means one of us is going to die.
Not it.
3 old ladies with a ball of yarn can't know what's gonna happen. What I choose to do changes what's gonna happen.
You could breathe underwater. You don't think that could happen?
Mm.
Need some help?
How did you know he was there?
I asked if you could use some help.
nope. No, we're good. Appreciate you asking, though. So long.
Because you guys are so behind schedule.
Like, excuse me?
And as much as I'd love to see a good war pop off, as your big cousin, I feel like maybe I want to give you a hand.
Ares.
Mm-hmm. That's that wrestler, The Edge.
Mm.
Listen, dummies, I'm hungry. There's a halfway decent diner up the road. If you want my help, you'll meet me there. But don't dawdle. Won't wait forever.
Yeah, he's going to buy you cheeseburgers. It said so in the title of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
That's my cousin? What kind of family is this?
I mean,
It is a messed up family.
mm,
You know the story of Hephaestus, right? He's a god. Hera is his mother. Thought that he was so ugly that she tossed him off the side of a mountain when he was born.
mm.
Yeah.
Give me a second. I'm just starting to fight on Twitter here. Nothing.
It's
is
called
good,
X now.
Good old-fashioned, burn it down fight.
Percy was always troubled, but I never thought he was capable of something like this.
Who's that? My stepdad.
Could it also have had something to do with your wife's disappearance?
A kid that messed up, what wouldn't he do?
What?
Wild, right?
Camaro. We really love that car. So much.
God, Gabe sucks so bad.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Whether the bolt's retrieved or not, Zeus is going to war with Poseidon.
The Oracle said if we returned the bolt, there wouldn't be a war.
Is that what she said? Or is that what Chiron said she meant? Yeah. My grandpa Kronos ate my aunts and uncles. Yeah. Then my dad made him puke them back up, then chopped him into a million pieces and chucked him into a bottomless pit. So that kind of set the tone right out of the gate.
Okay.
Kronos is not a god. He's a titan.
He knows there's a war coming. And in reality, I think he's okay with that. I think he feels it's just time for a war. So we're gonna have a war.
Oh, stir that boner, yo.
Isn't that great? There's an amusement park up the road. I left my shield there.
Disney World?
You get me my shield back, and I'll get you to the underworld by lunch
They're
tomorrow
too far
with
west.
a plan.
You left your shield? Like, forgot it on the merry-go-round?
So do we have a deal, or am I killing all 3 of you so I can eat in peace?
Well, that's a little harsh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Great. One catch.
Can I just walk them to the door?
Give him some mooches goodbye.
I know what I'm doing. Go, get the shield. I'll be here when you get back.
That doesn't sound ominous at all.
Mm-hmm. Is he going to make a deal with him? A little side deal? Just something.
Maybe.
A little something for Grover.
Welcome
I haven't
to
seen a lot of horror
Waterland.
movies.
Potato Land was better.
Potato Land.
I never seen any kind of movie. I'll have to take your word for it.
She didn't live at camp her whole life, so there had to have been, I don't know. She was really young when she left home.
Mm-hmm.
This over with, though.
God, I used to be so scared to go through those things as a
Wait,
kid.
stop. Give me a second. In the mechanism there,
Booby trap?
that's celestial bronze.
Oh, fascinating. Annabeth, what is happening right now?
Celestial. A god built this.
What kind of god builds amusement parks?
The fun one.
Hephaestus.
Why would Hephaestus build an amusement park?
Maybe he finds them amusing.
It's really not funny, Annabeth.
It's a little funny. Push through it.
Push?
Yep.
Because weren't you the one this morning who saw the fates say one of us is gonna die and we should take it really seriously?
Percy,
Yeah? What was that?
the machine isn't designed to hurt us. It's meant to scare us. It's a test.
We've met before.
Been around a long time, little boy. Met a lot of people.
I'm 24.
Good for you.
On Olympus?
Protester.
Oh, I wasn't one of the protesters. I'm a fan.
What?
So what are you, like a casual World War II buff? You've seen Saving Private Ryan, have you?
I prefer the Turbot War.
Those are wars where hardly anyone died.
I like your mellower stuff.
Stroking his ego a little.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
It's like the freaking amusement park from Zombieland.
Mm-hmm.
If it belongs to the god of craftsmen, what was the god of war doing here? Aren't they enemies?
Ares has always had a thing with
Aphrodite. She's Hephaestus' wife. Oh, you're kidding. He met her here? In her husband's park? That's so wrong.
Yeah, that's a little messed up.
Don't you even try to tell me not to be weird about this.
I didn't say anything.
One of them better drink the water.
I dare you to drink the water. I'm not sure that is water. I am the Lizard Queen!
Let's go check out the scary ghost ride. Why not?
Scary Ghost Ride, it clearly says love.
Mm-hmm. Thrill ride of love.
Yeah. Is that all it is? It's just water in an empty tunnel.
What is love?
My God.
Gotta do the...
I think from our orthodontist's office, maybe?
Oh my god. Did you see? It was doing the little head thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Hephaestus' story.
Yeah. Dude, that was her tossing him off the side of the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Actually really liked that whole
Mm-hmm.
visual. That was really cool. It kind of reminded me of there's a thrill part
Yeah.
of the story of the three brothers in Harry Potter.
Yeah. Oh, where's the pirate ship shooting the cannons at the fort? That's what's at the bottom of the drop.
Can she not swim? You go to a camp. How do you? I guess the pressure, the current. That's what I was thinking of.
And the fact that the water on those types of rides is usually 1.5 feet deep, not over your head.
Mm.
Did you just pull me out of there with that water power stuff?
A little bit.
Oh.
Oh, if this was a video game, it'd definitely be a puzzle right here.
Mm-hmm. The peacocks. I'm pretty sure that's the like sacred animal of Hera.
Athena.
What do you mean?
Always making things more complicated than they need to be so people will think she's smarter than you.
Thank you. I can't be the only one who sees it, right?
No, not at all.
It certainly feels that way sometimes. If she's so smart, explain the owl. She talks to it like all the time, this fat, nasty little feathered rodent. And it's... And we're so sure that she's a genius and I, no owl, am not.
They said if Hephaestus let Hera free, Aphrodite would be his wife. The chair is the bargain.
So he set a trap to get a woman.
Sounds like a classy fellow.
Yeah, like you kind of feel bad for him about, you know, being chucked off the mountain, but doesn't excuse him to be kind of scummy afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving the underworld without your mom.
Thank you. I was gonna say when this quest is done, can you maybe swing back here and try to get me out of this?
You think you had to ask?
This is weird. It's warm.
Somebody farted in it beforehand.
You're so gross.
This is a bad idea. Stand up.
I think it's too late.
Yeah.
Percy, I'm okay.
Percy, are you okay? Are you okay, Percy?
Okay. So how do we get him out now?
Yeah, kind of don't have a series without him.
I'm just genuinely curious because this does not happen in the books. Uh-oh.
Would you mind not breaking my stuff?
Can I help you? Do you need some help finding your way out?
What is that?
That's where the Oompa Loompas come.
It's kind of a one-way sort of thing. It can't be undone.
How do you know?
Because I built it.
Oh. Hephaestus.
Don't look so ugly to me.
Power and glory and nothing else matters. Ares is that way. Zeus is that way. My mother is that way.
Oh, I know that guy.
Sweet.
He was in
He
a Disney
isn't
Channel
that way.
show, a movie called Luck of the Irish.
He's better than... But I don't want to be that way anymore. I won't be like all of you.
And Percy's like, great, so everything is cool and you're back.
Now does he know how long he was there? Is the quest over?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're a good kid, Annabeth. I'll put in a good word with your mom for you.
Don't worry, the blindness will wear off soon.
We did it!
Sup?
Mission accomplished.
Alright, deal's a deal, bro. Let's go.
Where's our ride?
That's right. Pay up.
Here. Clothes, cash, drachmas to summon Hermes. I'd wish you luck, but what good would it do you?
We're not gonna fail. And I'm getting pretty tired of you saying it.
Percy.
You think you know who I am,
Yeah.
but you don't. And if you aren't careful, you're gonna find out.
Ooh. Did he just threaten a god?
You gotta learn today.
Thank you for the emotional abuse and the cheeseburgers. And the ride. We're gonna take you up on that.
Yeah. Percy just said it with his chest.
Yeah. Now, does he respect that or not? Is the question.
Hey, do you think we could get some paper towels or something? It's not that nice in here.
One part of the deal.
Well, this smells.
If it gets us where we need to go, that's all that matters.
Assuming Ares was telling the truth.
He wasn't. Not entirely, at any rate.
Shocker.
I think I got it out of him. I know who stole the Master Bowl.
You do?
Was it Ares? All right.
All right, so that is the end of episode 5.
Good episode.
That was a good episode. A little different than what happens in the book, but...
What happened in the book?
Okay, so in the book, Annabeth and Percy do go to the water park. But as they're like coming down the slope on the ride, there's like a barrier, like a chainmail fence that's made of celestial bronze, which would kill them. And then it led into like what was supposed to be like a giant pool for the boats to go to, but it was empty. So Percy uses his powers to like shoot him over the fence and get them safely there. They don't actually meet Hephaestus. Instead, what Hephaestus had planned was for to catch Ares and Aphrodite together. He set up this huge thing where the bowl would be covered with spider webs to keep them in there, and then cameras come up and film them and live feed them to Olympus to show everyone that they were caught. But
I wonder how the internet is up there. They probably get really good speed.
Yeah, but instead it's Percy and Annabeth, and Annabeth freaks out over the whole spider thing. That's something that'll be discussed later. Actually, I think later in the second series. So I don't quite remember. But yeah, so it's basically a huge trap to, catch Ares and Aphrodite in the act. Which would have been funny to see in this, but I do like what happened here too. It was a different take, and it still made sense with the story. In the movie they don't even do any of this. So yeah. The next episode I am actually looking forward to, because I know what happens in that, and that's one part of the first book that I really liked, so hopefully it lives up to the book. But with the way the show is going, I'm sure even if they changed it a little bit, it'll still be
about that
and be decent and still coherent to the story. So I'm personally really liking the show.
Me too.
You, as coming in fresh like it, me as a book reader, I am very satisfied with how it is so far. What do you think is going to happen with Ares? Do you think that he's going to take that little threat from Percy lightly, or
absolutely not?
No, you think it's going to turn into something later?
It's going to be a thing.
Yeah.
Whether it's a like snub type of a thing to him, or it's going to be a whole big thing, I don't know. But he's going to be like, yeah,
remember that time you threatened me?
Yeah.
When I gave you cheeseburgers?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that he did a good job as Ares, being as he's a wrestler. Wrestling you have to act to a certain degree, but it's like, just probably a little bit above porn acting.
Yeah. Acting.
Yeah. And like I said to you the other day, watching that one episode of South Park where they get into wrestling.
Yeah.
For wrestling. Yeah, they actually mentioned the Edge, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I watched wrestling growing up, but not anything like within the past like 20 years.
Yeah. Me too.
Like, I know the more popular ones like John Cena.
Yeah.
It's not the only one that I know that's like from
that's like current.
Like current.
I don't even know who's current.
Yeah.
Like I know The Rock. I know Stone Cold Steve Austin, and
who
like Triple H.
Yeah.
And yeah, those are like the most current wrestlers I know, and I don't know if they actually are current.
I don't think The Rock has wrestled in.
Well, he's definitely not wrestling. He's doing the.
I don't think he has in like 15 years.
Yeah,
maybe.
Definitely not.
Triple H. God, he might be running what is it? ECW now? I don't even know. I was a WCW person, so.
I was WWF when it was WWF.
Yeah.
Before the World Wildlife Fund took their acronym back.
Yeah. Like, I think the last time I actually sat and watched a wrestling match, I was maybe in 9th grade. So,
yeah.
That's
about what it was for me too.
24 years ago.
Yeah, that's about what it was for me. Like 9th grade, so
God, it
more
feels so old right now.
More, yeah. More like 30 years for me.
Oh, old. But yeah. Hephaestus was interesting. Yeah. I really expected him to be a lot uglier.
Yeah, they didn't do the ugly thing at all.
They didn't, and it makes you kind of like look at him and like, all right, well, what's wrong with him? Like, why?
Yeah,
like,
if it was him, I would expect him to look more like Hoggle from the Labyrinth than
so they need Keith Richards to play Hephaestus.
Yeah, that would have been a good one. Or Steven Tyler.
No, see, the thing is, Hoggle looks like Keith Richards to me.
But yeah.
And how appropriate, I'm wearing a Labyrinth shirt today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Hephaestus is normally described as like his head's like kind of concaved in, and he's got like a metal foot, which you kind of heard him limping around on. So there's that, but like he's a lot more like weathered and like grotesque looking, like he's supposed to be. And that guy is not. Like, he was a very fine looking man. So.
He looked normal. He should not have looked normal.
He kind of looks like what's his name? Nick Offerman. From Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Yeah. He kind of looks like him. I know it's not him. I know the movie that I remember that guy from the most is called Luck of the Irish. It's a DCOM, and it's one of my favorite ones. I think there's something else that I know him from, but that's like what I know him from when I see him. I think Annabeth has had a lot of growth already so far. Like, she's not like being standoffish with Percy anymore. Like, she's starting to like care for him. So yeah, I think that's going in a good direction, and that's what you really need when you're doing that kind of quest. You need trust in one another,
the camaraderie.
Yeah, like I loved the Medusa episode. It was a good episode, but the constant not talking to each other about things that they were told and keeping secrets is like very detrimental to a quest like this. Like, you have a 7-day time limit to get this done, to go from New York to LA, and you want to not share secrets. Like, it's a risky thing, and you would think a daughter of Athena would know better.
Yeah.
So she's learning. She's learning that, you know, the gods aren't great. And if you want it to change, you gotta make the change.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's really what she learned in this episode in particular.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Percy was willing to sacrifice himself, and I think that really opened her eyes a little more. So, I'm excited for the next episode.
Me too.
So, we shall be getting into that, and don't forget to do all the YouTube stuff down below, the likes, the subscribes, the ringing of the bells, the comments. All below. Check out our Patreon. That'll be in the description.
Yeah.
Also, I meant to mention this before. We do plan on doing Throwback Nerds Days relatively soon. So suggestions for that. We have a couple of movies and shows that we wanna do. When we say shows, we're gonna pick shows from like when we were kids, but like maybe an episode or two, not like the entire show.
Yeah, that would be too much.
It would be too much. It really depends on the show too. Like, is it something that if you do the whole series will interest people to really put all the time and effort into, like DuckTales. I would love to rewatch some of that, but I'm not going to sit here and do the whole series if people aren't going to want to watch the whole thing over. But I definitely want to do like dinosaurs because I haven't seen that in forever, and I'm sure it's like god awful.
Oh yeah.
But that's the whole point of this
that's
series that we want to do. We want to see things that we watched when we were kids and loved as a kid and see if it still holds up today.
It probably doesn't.
Or if it's just the nostalgia that makes us still love it, which a lot of things are, but a lot of things do still hold up. Like
maybe we'll just maybe we'll just Google what the best episode is and we'll just watch that one episode.
Yeah. Or I've seen other people do this with shows that they've never watched before. They will watch the first episode of the series and then the very last episode. And it's like, how did we get from this to this? Like, what?
Yeah, right?
Could be interesting to do it with something that we know already. So, some ideas.
Yeah. The trouble with that is most of those older shows are episodic, so it doesn't matter if you watch the first episode or the last. It has a beginning, middle, and end that you can watch completely in isolation without
that's true. Like a lot of like 80s and early 90s sitcoms are very episodic.
Yeah.
Like we'll sit there and we'll watch Family Matters if it's on.
Yeah.
That's something that we still watch today and still really enjoy, but it's like something happens this week and then the next week everything's back to the way it was. So it's like
nothing ever changes. There's no continuing
you can watch that show out of order and pretty much be okay.
Unless you watch like the last couple of seasons where Steve and Laura get together.
Okay, if you ever watched Family Matters, on a little tangent here, Laura is one of the worst people.
Yeah. And her brother's not that much better.
And like they only want Steve around when they want something from him. Like they don't care about him.
Very toxic.
Very toxic. And Steve's not all that great either, if you think about it. He spends the entire series stalking Laura. Yeah. And for what? She doesn't care about you.
Mm-hmm.
But it puts the message out there that if you keep trying, you'll end up with the girl at the end. And looking back now, not a great message, but in the late 80s, early 90s, it's like, oh yes, let's do that.
But that's what we're going for.
But that is what we are going for.
The perspective of not being 8 years old again.
I think I was only 4 when.
Okay, but
but
just saying.
Yeah,
that's what we're going for.
Yeah. So
a thinking person's perspective and not a child's perspective.
Yeah. So
yeah, there we go.
So suggestions for that too. We're always up up for that.
Yeah,
That's going to be it for this episode, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye.